Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and the man on the screen here is a legend. He needs no introduction. However, if you don't know who he is, shame on you for not knowing who Stan Lee be. This man is a godsend when it comes to pop culture, comic books, and a lot of other stuff. And he's not having a good time. He hasn't had a good year. I did touch upon this a little bit over on the Mundane Matt channel, where I talked about how he was accused of sexual harassment and misconduct from a private nursing company following the death of his wife last summer. And ever since then, he has just been having a horrible, horrible time. And I want to talk about that because I believe it needs to be talked about by more people. Now, we're going to go through this whole article, which I don't always do on here, but I feel like this gives us a good understanding of where Stan Lee is right now, because he sues his former business manager for fraud, elder abuse, including one scheme to sell his blood. This is where 95-year-old Stan Lee's life has taken him. And I think I speak for not only myself, but many fans out there when I'm like, this cannot be allowed to happen. There have been other people that have spoken up. Kevin Smith has offered for Stan Lee to come live with him, and I feel that Smith probably would be one of the best people on the planet to do it because he would freaking love him, as he already does, and he's made that abundantly clear. And the last thing I want to ever see are elderly people being mishandled, you know, put in a crappy situation, so on and so forth. But I do believe that Stan Lee needs the help, and hopefully we can draw some awareness to it. Now, it says comic book industry legend Stan Lee is suing former business manager for fraud and elder abuse in a suit that alleges much egregious claims of abuse as extracting and selling vials of his blood as collectibles in Las Vegas. I think this goes to show that like literally anything in Vegas can be bought and sold. Now, Lee, whom many consider to be the godfather of modern-day superhero, was grieving with the death of his wife from 70 years, Joan B. Lee, in late 2017, when he became the target of unscrupulous businessmen, sycophants, and opportunists who sought to take advantage of his despondency. Yeah, when your wife of 70 years passes and you're trusting on your help, your people you put there, your staff that you trust with everything to look after you, when that last general safety net goes away, this is not an uncommon thing. It's just happening to a very well-known and well-beloved individual. It says here that a suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court alleges that Jerardo Olivarez is once such opportunist. A former business associate of Lee's daughter, the suit claims Olivarez took control of Lee's professional and financial affairs and began enriching himself through various schemes and bogus enterprises. Within days of Joan Lee's death, Olivarez and others fired Stan Lee's banker of 26 years and his longtime attorney and transferred $4.6 million out of Lee's bank account without authorization, according to the lawsuit. Right off the damn bat, dude. Anyone who knows Lee I think should have probably like tried doing their best to put a stop to this. It does feel like, and I don't know this for certain, but it feels kind of like Stan Lee's daughter might have like, you know, kind of looked the other way or whatever. Because any child would know about this. There's no way. I'm sorry. I don't know her at all. I'm speculating here, obviously. But I don't feel like there's any way that she did not know what was going on. Like, my grandfather is 85. He's been in a home for a few years. My family knows everything that's going on, all of his finances, everything else in between. They keep tabs. And to think that that's not happening here to a 95-year-old multimillionaire icon of pop culture, a legend, I find that very hard to believe. Now, under the pretext of checking on Lee's well-being, Olivarez convinced the grieving man to sign over power of attorney and appoint Olivarez's own lawyer, Yuri Litvak, as Lee's attorney. Lee was duped into donating $300,000 to a bogus charity, the Hands of Respect, which Olivarez claimed was a nonprofit organization to promote racial harmony. The company is actually registered as a for-profit merchandising company. And I did cover this on the main channel, and that was listed as Stan Lee's charity at the time. And no one questioned that it was Stan Lee's charity at the time. And we saw a copy of the bogus check. At least now we're seeing that there's probably, like, so now we know that this Hands of Respect thing was absolutely bogus. It wasn't a 501c3. It was actually a for-profit company. And yeah, this is making my blood boil a bit. Because it's like, I hate seeing this crap go down. Now, Olivarez misled Lee and the public into thinking that it was a caring nonprofit charity to ease racial tension, when in reality, Hands of Respect was just a scheme to appropriate funds from Lee and the public to enrich Olivarez. Now, there was also a claim that that there was money that was given out for someone to buy a house. That was also something that was speculated, that was talked about, but like I haven't seen any follow up. Now I think I know where that money went or who it was for. Now, in one particular ghoulish money-making scheme, Olivarez instructed a nurse to extract many vials of blood from Lee, which Hands of Respect later sold in Las Vegas for thousands of dollars. I'm wondering if that nurse that made that claim, or the nurses that made the claim of sexual misconduct and sexual harassment against Stan Lee, by the way, that story when it came out was big and then it died right away, I think was a move from people that were trying to swindle him out of even more money, trying to get him to do a settlement out of court to further take away more money without him realizing it, taking absolute advantage of a 95-year-old man who had just lost his wife, who was in ailing health. That is just horrible. Now, it says here, there are shops in LA selling Stan Lee's blood, said a family friend, Kaya Morgan. They're stamping his blood inside Black Panther comic books, and they sell them for $500 each. And you know what? There are bloodsuckers out there that will buy this at that cost and then upsell it, especially Black Panther right now, considering the fact that it is a huge, huge, huge movie. Lee also unwittingly purchased a West Hollywood condominium for Oliver's exclusive use. There we go, for $850,000. That's what I'm talking about. Without Lee's knowledge, approval, or participation. Another $1.4 million has simply disappeared from Lee's accounts through a series of complicated wire transfers that Olivarez initiated and ultimately receives. So, the creator of Spider-Man, Iron Man, and X-Men is seeking an accounting of his funds and demanding restitution. And I hope he gets it, man. I 100% hope he gets it. This is unnerving, to be honest with you. People out there that know him and love him, which is pretty much anyone in Hollywood, right? Like, I met Stan Lee once outside of Comic-Con. It was like the first night of the show. He was just walking with a couple other guys from Marvel. They happened to walk up to the at the same stoplight we were at. I said, holy shit, it's Stan Lee. He's like, hey, what's going on? And, you know, we talked for a hot minute. He asked me to get an autograph. He signed my badge and then said, you know, like, called me a true believer and shit. And like, to any comic fan at all, having Stan Lee call you a true believer is one of those moments where you're like, you never forget it. And even a couple days later, like Ted Raimi was signing my badge and he saw that. He's like, ah, Stan signed it. Cool, man. It's like, people love this man. They treasure him, and we know that his time left on this planet is definitely a lot shorter than longer. And to take advantage of him after his wife of 70 years died, it just drives me up the wall. And so I wanted to talk about this because I just you know, want people to know about it and everything else. So anyway, what do you guys think about this? I definitely want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and wish Stan luck, because right now he really freaking needs it.